After today's video, you are going to know how to use secondary dominants to compose and to reharmonize melodies. We're going to still take a look at Twinkle Twinkle like we did in the original video, where you learned how to use diatonic substitutions and jazz harmony. So if we take Twinkle Twinkle and we decide on a set of diatonic changes, even if we take the very original changes, there's going to be an opportunity for us to use secondary dominants, chord glue. So what are secondary dominants? How do we first of all locate them and understand them? When I say secondary dominants, I mean the 5 of all the chords that are in the key, with exception to the root chord and to the 7th chord. So if I'm in the key of C, it's the 5 of every chord except for C major and B half diminished. Why are these exceptions? Well, the 5 of the tonic is provided to us by the key. G7 has a tritone in it, and when I resolve that tritone, I get what's called a cadence. Now, I covered this in other videos. You can watch whole videos on this topic right here. But to just run through it very quickly, you have this sound that only happens once in the key, the tritone, the relationship between the notes F and B, that creates this feeling of harmonic tension. Those two notes want to resolve. It's the only thing in harmony where you have this desire for movement. Classical music nerds basically said, why don't we do that same thing to get to all the other chords in the key, the other 5 diatonic chords? So what are the diatonic chords? I have D minor. So to locate the 5 of D minor, you build a dominant chord from its 5th. All you gotta know is like a power chord, that top note is a 5th away, that's A, so A7 leads to D minor. B7 is the 5 of 3, leads to E minor. C7 is the 5 of 4, leads to F. D7 is the 5 of 5, leads to G. E7 is the 5 of 6, leads to A minor. So if I just run through all the dominants in the key, I have the primary dominant, 5 of 1, 5 of 2, 5 of 3, 5 of 4, 5 of 5, 5 of 6. Now, the question is, how do you use that information? Well, let's try to go through the original harmony of the tune and then try to use secondary dominants as chord glue, meaning to pull ourselves towards the chord that we're heading to anyway. Think about it like foreshadowing. Basically, the melody is the melody, but the harmony is now going to tell a story within the story. It's going to say, hey, this is where we're about to go, right? So here's the first piece of Twinkle Twinkle. Now with the chords, it's C, F, C. Now we're going to tell the listener that we're going to F by adding the 5 of 4. The 5 of 4 in that key is C7. So check this out. I'm going to start with just C major. Now add C7. See how it's prepared your ear to get to that F? Gonna do that C7 again here to tell you that there's another F coming. F, C, G, and then C. Now I'm gonna do another thing. I'm going to play 5 of 5 to let you know that G is coming. So here I have C, the 5 of 4, 4, 5 of 4, 4, 5 of 5, 5, 1. Listen to that in time. So now I added some secondary dominants without using any diatonic substitutions, meaning I took the original harmony and I just added chord glue to it. But I don't have to do that. As I discussed in the last video that's right here, make sure you watch it if you really want to understand what's going on. When I'm using diatonic substitutions, I can take chords from the key that have the same harmonic function, meaning C is like A minor, F is like D minor, G is like B half diminished, and in some cases that I detailed, I can use E minor. I can pull into those substitutions. So here's an example. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play C, but instead of that F, I'm going to go to D minor, to G, to C. That's a 2, 5, 1. But because I replaced that F with a D minor, now I'm going to play the secondary dominant that leads to that D minor. So check this out. I'm going to play C. Now 5 of 2 is A7. Hear that? Now that 2, 5, 1. 5 of 2 again, A7. D minor, C, G, C. So let's hear that again. I got So I use that A7 to pull me into all these D minors. Now, I'm going to use more substitutions, more diatonic substitutions, to where I can put more glue in. So here's something cool you can do. For the first 4 notes of the melody, since I have 4 notes on the tonic function, I can play C major on the first 2 and A minor on the 3rd and 4th note. Well, if I do that, I can play the 5 of that A minor on that second melody note to foreshadow, to tell you I'm going there. So that would be an E7 with C in the melody, meaning E7 flat 13. That's pretty cool, right? Now I have this. Now, I don't have to play A minor there as the second chord. I can play E minor. Well, that's pretty cool. But now I can lead to that E minor with 5 of 3. So for the second melody note, I'm going to use B7 flat 9 with C in the melody. Check this out. Here's something super jazzy. What I can do is I can play that 3 minor to the 5 of 2, 2, 5. My entire harmony could be 1, 5 of 3, 3, 5 of 2, 2, 5, 3, 5 of 2, 2, 5, 3 minor, 5 of 2, 2 minor, 5, 1. I can mix and match that maybe with the 5 of 4, just throw one of those Fs in there, like an F major. Then I have this. So this is all the stuff they try to teach you at Berklee, how to really use harmony if you understand function, and don't change the harmonic function, the harmonic journey of the tune, just add to it. Secondary dominants add chord glue. So I'm still keeping the basic function of the tune where it's going from tonic to subdominant to dominant. That all stays the same. I'm just adding more information to foreshadow and tell you about those changes, to pull your ear ahead of time, to have the harmony set up the change. Cool. Please join our Patreon for a lot more of this information. Next episode, we're going to look at sub-5s, which are a way to create chromatic motion in the bass relying on these same principles. Check out this sound, like... it.